Communities across northeast Wisconsin dealing with flooded roadways and yards today following last night's severe storms. Here's a look at what travel was like in Bellevue earlier this morning when drivers tried to travel along Monroe Road off Highway 172. The water was so high it nearly engulfed a car trying to go through it. That is something officials say to not attempt. Good afternoon. I'm Jade Henschel. Thank you for joining Local 5 News at noon. We are continuing our in-depth coverage of the severe weather that hit most of northeast Wisconsin last night, but we are not done yet. Storm Team 5 meteorologist Ryan Kudish joins us live with the latest forecast for today and tonight. Ryan?
Hey Jade, yeah, we're starting to see the aftermath of what we dealt with last night, and the biggest piece of information that I have for you is that the Weather Service about an hour or so ago did issue a flash flood warning for a part of the Little Wolf River, but it has that tag of considerable for it because of the fact that the operator of the Big Falls Dam out there in Wapaka County is saying that the dam is in imminent failure of imminent danger of failing, I should say, and that will include some communities like Big Falls, Little Falls, down to Simcoe and Manawa. They're in the path of if the dam does break and let all that water loose. So just make sure if you reside in this area, you certainly take note of that and seek higher ground in the hours to come. We also do have a flood warning for all these counties shaded in green. This does include Green Bay, Clintonville, down to about Appleton and Manitowoc, as we're still seeing a lot of lingering effects from the rainfall that we saw last night, and is resulting in more urban flooding and small stream flooding as well. Here's some of the rainfall reports we got over the past few hours now. Tigerton, 5.1, a lot of 4-inch reports as well, 4.37 inches of rain in Clintonville, and we got about 3.5 over in Suamico. And we're not done yet. We also have a chance for some thunderstorms this evening. I think this map is a little overdone. I'd be more concerned for the prospect of a strong to severe storm in our 7 southern counties, but more so south of Oshkosh. We could have damaging wind, hail to around 1 inch, and downpours. There's also a small end tornado threat, especially south of Oshkosh. So Fond du Lac, Sheboygan, Green Lake, and Marquette County, those are the locations I would really be keeping an eye on the weather for us later as we head into the evening. Here's also flood alerts. We do have a flood watch that's in effect through about Wednesday morning for the potential of more flooding due to rainfall. Tonight's rainfall is going to be more isolated. If you get into a downpour, some spots could pick up another ½ inch to 1 inch of moisture. And one of the hardest hit areas is Clintonville, and that's where we find our Brianna Reinhardt, who joins us live from the high school, which is open today to those that need it. Brianna, what do you have for us?
Usually Clintonville High School would be full of students heading to class, but today it's only teachers clocking in. The school district doors are open today for a very different reason, as downtown Clintonville is currently under a lot of stress as parks and baseball diamonds are completely underwater. As floodwaters remain high, schools like this one are no longer just a place for learning. They're now being used as emergency shelters for friends and family if needed.
Clintonville is a mess. So at any time, the Pigeon River Dam right downtown by the fire department, down Main Street, if it would let way, it would not be good. Right now, there's a lot of downtown buildings that are flooded, and that's where everybody wants to go and look and take pictures, and we're advising them to stay away from those areas.
I spoke to emergency responders in the area who say they have not seen a situation like this since the 70s, and now if the dam were to breach, the high school would be able to hold over 1,000 people. In Clintonville, Brianna Reinhardt, Local 5 News.
And the Wyomega Area Fire Department issued an evacuation notice for those who are living along the Wolf River due to a dam failure. The fire department's notice is saying those living on roadways near Guth, Kurth, Deerhaven, and Onapine roads, as well as County Road F close to Gills Landing, you are in the threatened area. Officials say to be sure to take all wallets, pets, medications, and phones with you. The Wyomega City Hall is open to those who need a safe place to go. And another hard-hit area from last night's storms is Suamico. We continue our team coverage of the severe flooding this afternoon with Blake Borths, who joins us live from Suamico. Blake, what are you seeing there?
Yeah, Jay, the Suamico River has really taken off ever since last night's storm. It is rushing down here. I'm just going to take a step back. It was posted on social media earlier this morning of the Suamico Fire Department. See this house back here? They rescued the 3 people that were in the house at the time. They got them out, they got on their rubber boat, and they were able to get them out. They are currently staying at a friend's house here in Suamico. We got to speak with the gentleman that got rescued, and he just was grateful that he was able to get rescued. Within 5 minutes, he called the fire department, and they were here to get him out. So the water definitely still being a factor here, and as with more rain expected to come, he said he's just going to be waiting for that to go over. He did have some shining light on this whole thing that's going on here. He said it gives him an excuse to clean the basement. So if you're really looking for maybe a silver lining in all of this, that could be it right there. We'll have more coverage here from Suamico as we go throughout the day and into the evening. So for Local 5 News, I'm Blake Bortz here in Suamico. Jade, back to you.
Unbelievable footage there. Thanks, Blake. And Suamico firefighters were also called to rescue a school bus driver who was stuck in floodwaters earlier today. The driver was safely rescued, but the bus was surrounded by water and tilted to one side. You can see that on your screen here. Thankfully, there were no students on the bus at the time that it got stuck. And here's a look at some flooding in Allouez. Drivers along Hoffman Road saw significant floodwaters covering the roads. Then let's take a look at Kiwanis Park. The floodwaters are so high that it's nearly the height of a picnic table in the park there, and even a pair of ducks were seen taking shelter on top of one of those tables to escape the waters. Turning now to Oconto County, where the sheriff is warning drivers to be careful after floodwaters washed out a bridge. They say an area to avoid is Jaworski Road, south of South Chase Road, as the bridge is completely washed out and dangerous. The sheriff wants to remind the public to never approach any washed out bridges or culverts. Oconto County is just one of the many communities seeing severe conditions today following last night's storms. And officials from communities across northeast Wisconsin are urging everyone to heed the following warnings about floodwaters. Do not attempt to drive through a flooded area. Don't attempt to drive around barriers either. Also, do not walk through flowing water. The current can knock you off your feet. If any of your belongings are wet or damp from floodwater, make sure to clean it thoroughly. Floodwater can be contaminated and pose severe health threats.